Coach?
I thought it was a great ball game. I thought that their lefty did a heck of a job making pitches. I thought Micah was definitely not as sharp as he was last week. And for as poorly as we played defense last week in our last game, we played really good defense. I know we had Targach's ball, but I think we turned at least 2 double plays during Micah's inning. Werner made some really nice plays, and so he pitched out of trouble, kept us in the ball game, and then obviously Moo kind of settled the storm, and Austin's homer kind of took a whole heck of a lot of pressure off. So that game went, for the most part, pitching-wise, about as good as we could script it without having a longer outing from Micah.
All right, take that question from coach, student athletes. Travis, start us off.
Travis Brown, the Eagle coach. Seemed like today with the command you had, you were able to lean maybe a little bit more on that fastball for the strikeout pitch. What does it say about his ability to mix those two in and get guys looking?
Moo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was commanding his breaking ball, and he got some strikeouts early with it, and then they started sitting on it. Moo's thing is if he just throws enough strikes, he's always kind of scattered the zone a little bit, and then he'll come back and make a pitch. But for the last month and a half, he's been making pitches when he's had to make them, and just an awesome. You almost had the inning double play. Now the game's on the line, and 3-1, second and third, middle of the order, I think, and he punches out. Gets a strikeout. So you like to see that take some pressure off of Targo, and that's what this team's been about all year long. Is something ugly happens, and then they just fight right back.
Austin, did you see on the home run that pitch before the count, and also what did you see on that actual pitch?
So he was mixing. They were mixing me well all day, really good. That lefty, he was good for a reason, and they brought in the righty, and he threw some good pitches away, and then he brought that fastball in, and I was able to pull my hands inside, put a good swing on it, and good things happen when you put good swings on it. So.
Coach Ben Peck with Carriage, what did you see out of your guys, second inning and I think seventh inning where, kind of some defensive mistakes, the one that led to the run, and the seventh inning could have led to worse, but you guys were able to kind of keep things in check and not let it snowball?
Yeah, we seems so long ago. I know, they put down a safety squeeze, and Micah didn't get an out. But I think we ended up, is that where we get the double play? We got the smoke ball hit really hard at Trevor. So, obviously you don't like to see the PFP screwed up, but it's part of the game. And that's what I just told the team. Every single team we play the rest of the years is playing for their life. Whether you have a loss or not, you're playing for your life. And so the intention and the intensity, the focus, the level of talent is going to be outstanding on every single team. And those guys won 38 ball games for a reason. And, nothing would shock me more to see them come. It wouldn't shock me at all to see them come back through this tournament. So every team here is playing for their lives.
Jim, you talked about Lou's command, but what did you kind of see from him the first month and a half of the season and the last month and a half? So it seems like he's a totally different pitcher beyond the command.
Yeah, it's really. I think he's made a few changes with Coach Yeski mechanically. The breaking ball. He almost has 2 breaking balls. He's got kind of an overhand breaking ball, that curveball he can throw for a strike, and then he buries that slider. So his velocity has jumped a little bit back into that low 90s range. Early in the year, it wasn't that. I think some of that was mechanics. You'd have to ask him, but just overall, his stuff has taken a leap back to where I think it was a long time ago before his injuries. He's in better shape, and his confidence. He's pitching. Unfortunately, he pitches a lot. I wish our starters would get us a little bit deeper in games, but that's been kind of our recipe the last 2 months.
Zach Taylor with Zone 1150. Coach, you talked about some of the advantages, the perceived advantages about having the early game. Did that come to fruition today? Obviously, a win is what you wanted, but all the other things that you mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't expect a north wind. That was a little different. But it wasn't nearly as hot as we thought. I know it's going to get hotter this weekend. Super thankful for the fans that showed up. Exactly the way I'd always thought about it. A place like this, I don't think it matters when you play. The 12th man's going to show. And so now that we've won the game, we have a solid 24-hour rest time that we need to take advantage of.
Jack, 3 hits today, 2 RBI. What did you see from their starting pitching? What did you see from their relievers, especially in the way that they were doing the delivery?
Yeah, well, I mean, I started off the game not so great. I started off the first at bat. I had a job to get a guy over. I didn't execute. Guy threw me a couple good sliders and painted a fastball early in the count. So it's a tough matchup when you're seeing a guy for the first time, especially a guy like that, left on left. And then second at bat, it was more of the same. Made some really good pitches. Kind of had to just tip my cap. But I mean, if I've learned anything in my time in college baseball, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. So just taking the little wins, one pitch at a time. I mean, and that could be as simple as swinging at a strike, especially off that lefty. I hit a ball pretty good up the middle. Kid made a diving play and threw it away. But I mean, that's sometimes all it takes to, get it going. And then the righties that came in, I mean, they were good pitchers. I just, kept approach fastball. I saw how they were pitching some of the other guys, a lot of breaking balls, off-speed stuff. So not deviating from my approach in any way. And then the last guy, I knew he had a decent changeup based off of that. Our other guys did a great job of relaying that to me. And he threw it on that 2-2 pitch, and was able to put some good swings on those balls. So.
Let's go to Olin then, Travis.
Yeah, Olin Buchanan, Texas. Jim, could you have, after last week, could you have anticipated that y'all would play up until that era in the seventh, play defense as well as you did today?
I thought going into the season, the strength of our team was our infield defense, and then we lost our starting shortstop, we lost our starting third baseman, and so Targo is a guy he's had to learn an infield position. I don't think he played. I think he's bounced around a lot of different places during his time at A&M. He's just a sophomore. But yeah, I mean, we spent time on it all week. Not like we haven't spent time on it throughout the course of the season, but we did a few different things, tried to make things a little bit more game-like versus just getting repetitive ground balls one after the other. Tried to do some game-like things, play some balls live, and we, for the most part, did a nice job today.
Travis.
For the players, did y'all feel like as y'all got settled into the game that the outside corner was a little bit more vulnerable throughout, especially towards the end of the game?
Yeah, the umpire was a little wide. I mean, he was pretty good at first, but he started stretching, but we just lay off those pitches like Coach says. We just swing at the strikes, take the balls, and if those pitches are balls, then we're just going to keep taking them until we get the pitch that we can drive.
And then, Coach, do you have an idea of what you're going to do pitching-wise tomorrow? Is it going to see the game?
No, I would imagine it'd be Detmer unless, I'm going to get a shower, get something to eat, and sit behind home plate and watch the game. But Nathan more than likely be a starting pitcher.
Got time for 2 more quick ones first.
Jim, only 5 pitches after the error where you didn't get the double play by Targas. Can you talk about what Moo did in that spot? You strike out and then ground ball. That doesn't extend him. It saves everything that you want him for more this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. Because that was the catch. Even up 6-1 before Jack hit his double, I wanted to get him out to have any chance to bring him back. Probably not tomorrow, but Sunday. I thought, anytime you get in those situations, every pitch you make is it's compounding because there's second, third, and 1 out, and he's trying to keep the guy from scoring. I think Troy needs to be mentioned there for the job he did blocking all those breaking balls in the dirt to keep the guy from scoring. So I was just real proud of our team of having something negative happen and just moving on to the next play. So, I'm glad he did it pretty quickly.
All right, we'll let John close out in the back.
John Wilson with KBTX. Jack, can you talk about now that you guys have played the early game, the advantage for you players especially to be able to get the rest before you go in the big game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I can speak from firsthand experience last year in our regional that I played in. Playing that night game, and especially we were in extra innings, it definitely is a little bit different. That next morning, obviously you don't have the rest that you do playing this game. So we got to take advantage as a team and be ready to go tomorrow.
All right, thanks everybody. Good luck, Coach tomorrow. See you back.